Let's create this junk journal together in this video. Hi, this is Mel from MelPinkBuJo. Hi everybody! Today I want to make a journal out of this fabric, which is not embellished or anything on one side, but I will cover it up so you will not able to see this embellishment later. Then I want to use this fabric placemat. You will not be able to see it in the end too. It's just my basic material. This is a thin kind of tablecloth, and I like the sound of the grungy, crinkly sound. It's very thin, I will show you. Don't know if you can see. And it's kind of plastic on the outside. This makes this crinkle sound. But I will use this for the outside of my journal, for the whole journal, I think. And then I envisioned to use this jeans zipper part, only this part, because of the size of the journal. I will use these cute flowers in another project, of course. And maybe I will use some cardboard as well. Maybe something like this, because I like the size of it. I can cut it to A5 or I can leave it as it is. And I have a spine already. And I think I will use this one. So let's see what we can do with all these materials. I will show you the whole process and the final flip through in the end. So stay tuned. So I cut apart two of this. They are both the same size. It's about 15 centimeters by 21. So it's A5 size. And the spine will be 3 centimeters. I will put these two together face by face, to say so that my cover is very stable. I will have to cut apart the inner cardstock a tiny little bit, as you can see here. I will do this off camera, and then I will use this kind of fabric placemat, and I will place it in the middle. I will sandwich it, to say so. So this will be my cover. I will cut this to size, and then I will sew around the edges, and then I will be right back. So I sew all around the edges. It went a bit crooked on some places, but I don't mind it because it's supposed to be a junk journal, and you will not be able to see this in the end because we will cover this up. Oh, I went a bit out of space here, but as I said before, it doesn't matter. So this is my prototype, to say so. Now we will cover this up. I had the idea to wrap it all around. So the outside in this fabric, but because it's a very thin fabric, you will be able to see through. Here is nothing you can see through because it's only gray and the stitches, but because it's so thin, so very thin, I will use two layers of this kind of fabric. Maybe I will do this, or I will put some of this thicker fabric underneath the inside, to say so that you will not be able to see this little image here. And because I like the structure and it's very strong, and then the thin fabric on top. I think I will do this. You can glue it on or sew it on, it just depends on what you like. I decided for myself I will sew this on, and maybe I can let hang out some of these edges, and I can do this, what happens to this edge, to this frame, to this edge too. Then I will have it hanging out a bit. Maybe I can do this from the inside and the outside. Now I can't wrap around this fabric, so I will hang this out. I don't know. We will see. I will go to my sewing machine. I will sew around some of these fabrics or glue it in or do something with it. And of course I want to use this little jeans zipper part too for the front. And I will put something beneath it so that when you open it up, you will see some kind of underwear. So let's see what we can do. I will take these materials to my sewing machine and I will be right back in a moment. So this is what we have now. I will show you the inside first. I glued on some flowered fabric. This will be our underwear. So this will be the fabric. This will be able to be seen when we sew or glue. I will sew our fabric onto. I sewed my jeans zipper into 2 layers. I used 2 layers of this fabric. It's a tablecloth. So it's closed. It will look like this, and the button will be closed too. Then you will open it up and you will be able to see this flowered underwear. So this is the idea behind. Then I will put this fabric around. I will do the edges like this, fold them, so something like this. It's a bit hard to show. So this will be our cover in the end, and I will put this frayed fabric I showed you before on the inside, and will sew it then into my cover too, so that you will be able to see these frayed edges. So this is a prototype of the cover this far. So I will sew this around, and the outside fabric and the inside fabric, and then I will be back in a moment. So this is what we got so far. My stitches went a little bit crooked. It was a bit difficult because of the thickness of this jeans. But if you don't like the look, I don't mind. For me, it's totally okay, because I will use it for my own or for a friend, to say so, or family. So for me, it doesn't matter. But you can definitely cover this up with some fabric. I would not use the same fabric, but something else, some lace or something like this. I sewed on the fabric. I will show you the inside. When you open up the jeans zipper, you have this flowered underwear in every direction. I glued this fabric right onto my cardboard. I sewed in this zipper into the fabric, and then I sewed this outside fabric and this inside fabric in one go. So I used a zigzag stitch, and as you can see here, I tried to stabilize the edges a bit more. And then there are some places like here and here. I like the look, and I don't mind it if it's not perfect. Of course, you can also cover up these stitches if you don't like the look of it, but I like it. I ran out of thread or something went wrong with my machine, so I had to start anew, and I stitch a few stitches, then back stitch, and then stitch again, so that it cannot unravel so easy. Well, it won't unravel, but to secure it a bit more, because some of my stitches went right through the edge of this frayed fabric on the inside, I went through my whole cover a second time with a straight stitch, and I really like the look of it. Of course, you could do a closure or put a closure on. I would put a closure on before stitching on my fabrics, or you can do it after, but you will be able to see it. For example, a knot when you do some kind of, when you use some elastic band or something, you will be able to see the knot on the inside. I don't like this very much. So now I have to decide if I want to stitch over this fold too or not. For this moment, I will leave it as it is. You could sew or glue in some pockets or something like this, but for this specific journal I will leave it as it is. And yes, I think the next step will be binding in our signatures. I will do 3 signatures for this journal, and I will show you the process of binding in, and then we will have the final flip through. Oh, I nearly forgot. I love to embellish my covers a bit more. I will punch a hole right into the spine here at the top, and then put the eyelet onto, and so that I can let hang some charms from my journal. So this is what we got so far. I assembled my signatures, and I will show you the process of binding them in. But for now we will do another step. So I decided that I don't like this very crooked stitch for this journal so much, so I want to cover it up with this kind of self-adhesive lace. I'll show you. So here is a sticky part, but I am waiting for Fabri-Tac glue, which I ordered a few days ago, just to make the glue stronger. I don't trust this self-adhesive on the back for this kind of fabric cover, but I'll show you so that you get an idea. I have 2 of these laces. I think I will use both of them to cover the stitches up a bit. Maybe not all of them, but some of them. I don't show you the process because it's only gluing on some stuff, but I will show you the final flip through. But I will leave all the stitches around and on the inside as they are. So for now, for this filming session, I will put my eyelet to the spine just at the top, so that I can bind my charms onto my cover. I won't show you the process of how to arrange the charms, but I will show you the final result in the end. So for now we want to punch a hole. I will use my eyelet pliers, I think it is called in translation. This is from Prim, and it's called Prim Vario eyelet punch, eyelet pliers or something. You can use a silent setter or a crocodile as well. So you can measure it or eyeball it. I will just eyeball it. So I will eyeball the middle of my spine, or nearly the middle, and then punch a hole, maybe right here. Yes, it went through in one go. Woohoo! So now we apply our eyelet. So now, as you can see, we applied our eyelet, and then I can bind some strings onto here and can let them hang from the spine and put my charms on. The next step is binding in our signatures. I choose 3 signatures. I don't know how many pages I will have in the end, but I will flip through with you and then I will show you. So see, 3 signatures. I assembled the signatures as I wanted them to. Now again, you can measure it out, and you can make some marks, or you can make your template and then punch your holes with your little awl or punching tool, or you can just eyeball it. So I think I will try to make some marks. No, I will use the template. I think it will go better with the template. So I have a piece of paper here, so just double check. Our spine is 3 centimeters. So this will be our spine. So 3 centimeters. Yes, this will do. So now you can arrange your signatures as you like. Mostly, most people would like them to be the same distance to each other. It depends on what you like. For me, it's not so important for this journal. Sometimes I want it to be in the same in the right place, to say so. For this journal, it would be okay for me if it's a bit different, but because I don't see where my spine is, and I don't want my my holes to be in this fold, so that's something I want to avoid. And I like to punch my holes from the inside out so that I can punch my holes in the signature and then right through the cover. So because of this fabric, it would be easier to punch the holes, to make some marks out on this outside of the spine and then punch 3 holes. But I used this fabric before in other projects and you are not able to see where you punch the hole in the end, so I have to do it a bit another way. So to find the middle, you just fold your template into in the middle, nothing special. And then if you want to have the same distance from the top and the bottom, you will just fold it where you think you want it. For me, it's important to have my punches, my holes not too near to my eyelet. So I will leave a bit of a distance, maybe 2 centimeters or 3 in this case, 2.5 will do. So I just eyeball 2.5. It will be here maybe. So now I have these 3 folds. Just double check. Yes, this looks good. So then I have 3 centimeters and I will just do my first mark right in the middle. Here, here, and here. And then I just eyeball the distance. Maybe something here, here. So I think this looks okay. So now would be the best to put some, I have some here, some paper clips onto my signature so that it can't move, so that it can't go anywhere. So then just make sure that it is in the middle and not at the left or right side too much. Yes, I think this looks good. So I want to punch my holes on my signatures in the same place where the holes on my template. Oops, on my template. So I will mark them. I'm thinking of trying to get to this hole, but from the inside. Maybe I can just eyeball it. I think this looks good. And then through the hole with the cover. It's very near to the side. It's not right in this fold, but very near. It doesn't matter at all, but I don't like it so much, but it's okay. Sometimes it's a bit tricky and I don't want to overthink it too much. Just want to make sure my holes are in the same in the signature and the same in the cover. Oh, you see my mark moved. I did not make the marks. I did not make the holes in the place I marked, but it's okay. So now for binding in your signatures, I will show you the first one and then I will put the second and the third signature onto some music and speed the video up so that the video don't take the whole day. It is important to remove your template. I just say it because sometimes I forget it and then I bind in and yeah, then my template is at the place. I placed it and I don't want it there. So remove your template. It's very important. Oops. So now you see, you can't see the holes. It's a bit tricky because of this fabric, but I know my holes are in the same distance on the outside. Well, looks okay. Not perfect, but okay for me. Okay, this is a bit crooked, but okay, it's a crooked journal. It's totally okay. I know my holes are in the same distance. It's for the signatures and in this cover, so I can go through my holes from the outside to the inside, and then with my needle I will show you, then you will see. Usually you can see your holes in your spine from the inside, and then it's a bit easier. So now I thread my needle. You can use a waxed cord or some embroidery floss, as I will do for this journal, because the embroidery floss is not so thick and I'm working with it for the second time. I don't know if it's strong enough. I think it will be strong enough, but just to make sure, I will double it up. So usually you need 3 times the length of your journal. 1, 2, 3. But because I will double this thread up, I need 6 times, of course. 4, 5, 6. So now for the binding process. You go in with your needle from the middle hole for the first signature, then find your first hole, which I am not able to see. So I will go through from the outside where I can see it very well with my awl or in another needle. There it is. I don't know if you can see it by eye, but I can see it. Yes. Yes, we found the first hole. So then you have to leave a little tail, maybe as long as this, so that you will be able to make a knot in the end. Now you go through one of the other holes in the same, for the first signature, the top or the bottom, it doesn't matter. I will go to the bottom hole, through your cover and through your signature. You can pull it a bit, but leave your tail on the inside. Then you go to your third hole you didn't use yet, in this case the top hole, and again from the inside to the outside. I will do again the trick with the awl to see where I have to put my needle through. Here's our hole. So, oops. Oops. Yes. Leave a tail. Straighten your string. And the last step is to go back to the first, the middle hole, through the cover and through your, I have a bit string left, so through the cover. This thread is a bit tangling because it's not waxed. From the outside to the middle hole, through the cover, and then through all the pages of your first signature. So here we are. Now you have to make sure that your thread is very tight. Because I double threaded it, I have just to watch out where to pull. Oh, okay. Pull it very tight so that your signature is not moving too much. Just double check. Yes, this looks okay. You have to leave one end of your thread on every side. So this is your string, and you have to leave one tail on every side of the middle string. Pull it tight, and then make a very good knot. I like to do left over right, right over left. Oops. And maybe left over right again. Now you can leave this string as long as they are, or you can shorten them. I would leave at least 1 centimeter so that the knot will not unravel. I personally like, where's my scissors? I personally like them when they are a bit longer, maybe this long. Because I double threaded my needle, I have 4 strings. Usually you will have 2 strings hanging from your knot. Oh, but I like the look. So as I said before, I will bind in the other 2 signatures. I will show you in a faster speed, so that it is not too boring, and then I will show you what we did. It is supposed to be a writing journal, but I will show you the details. Here's the little butterfly, and here too, some lace I glued on because the stitching went a bit crooked, but you will see in the creating process video. I stitched all around, or sewed all around to say so. Here's the binding and the back, and of course the highlight, the jeans zipper. So let's open this up. And underneath the jeans zipper, there is the underwear of the journal, and it's some flowered fabric. And here are the charms, some tassels, some buttons, little hearts, a big button, which is the clock, some little key, and a saying for the person I will give this journal to. This says, "I love you." So you can put this out of the way. Let's open up the journal. So this is the inside. As you can see, I stitched all around. Here's some fabric, and I will show you the pages. This says, "Always see the glass half full." Flip out page. This is dyed with some textile color. Coloring book page, which is a flip out, and you can write on the back. Some fabric sewed on just to give the journal a bit more of interest, and I sewed around. Some pages rounded the edges. I inked the edges of some papers, and this is tea dyed. Some stenciling. This is the half of the coloring book page with the silver and shiny. Some stenciling again. And a fold out scrapbooking paper. This is from Llama Love Journal, a Llama Love book. So funny. The other side of the scrapbooking paper, and the other side of the coloring book page in silver, shiny, glittery. A fold out with some fabric fabric ruffles. Coloring book page and fold out and journaling space. In this journal is lots and lots of journaling space. Some more fold outs I dyed by myself. So this is the first signature. Some more scrapbooking paper, and this is some paper ruffles sewed on. Music page, sewing around the page. Some more coloring book page, this time in gold. Border punch. This is a printable. This is a printable too, and I tea-dyed after I printed, so that it's a bit faded. Another fabric ruffle. Another paper ruffle, border punch, stenciling, and a little paw punch. This is a printable too. Coloring book page is only the half of the page. So I like to have a variety of pages, though some are bigger, some are smaller, some are fold outs, and so on. Just to give the journal more interest. This is from a children's book. And this is the whole scrapbooking paper. So I folded it and I only rounded the edges. And inside there is a little scrapbooking paper with a border punch and some more writing space. This is a printable too. It folds out like this. This is a collage I did by myself and scanned and printed out. So these pages are in here just to give the journal a bit more interest. Children's book page. Scrapbooking paper sewn around. And another flip out. And this is the last page.